Just kidding. I don't know when it goes live. It's delayed.
Okay.
But I think we're live now.
10 out of 10.
I think it's happening. All right, guys, welcome. We're so excited for those of you that have joined us and are here. We are in week 2 of Student Stories. I have some special guests with me today. They're going to lead the conversation for today, but I just wanted to say thanks so much for joining us for Lunch with Life Youth. We're continuing on sharing stories, sharing the power of our testimonies. You know, when we show up for New Life Weekend and watch people get baptized, my favorite moments are just hearing the stories and getting to know people and see what God's doing in their life, because it builds hope that He's continuing to work in mine. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Shay and Jordan. Let's give them a hand wherever you guys are at home. Give them a round of applause, and you guys have a good time.
Guys.
We'll see you later.
All right. Bye,
Okay.
Abby.
Bye, Abby.
All right. Hi, Jordan. Good to have you today with me on Lunch with Life Youth. It's much nicer being with someone than being all by myself talking to my computer alone. So, you're here to share your testimony with everyone today. Do you want to introduce yourself first, your name, and maybe what grade you're in?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan. I'm in 7th grade. So, yeah, that's pretty much that.
Awesome. Yeah, you're in 7th grade. That's cool. What is your most favorite thing to do in the entire world?
I really enjoy singing. I just like the way that it feels, and I like that there's a lot of positive messages in certain songs, and I think that's just a good thing to do and just very fun.
Yeah, for sure. So, have you had lots of time to sing during the quarantine then?
Yeah.
What have been your favorite songs to sing?
Probably Why by Sabrina Carpenter, and then that's pretty much it. I don't really know. I haven't been listening to too many songs recently, but I've definitely been singing a lot.
As long as you have one favorite, that's always a good thing, huh? The go-to song to sing. That's cool. All right, so you're here to share your testimony with everyone. So I guess without further ado, would you like to do that?
Yeah. So the first time that I really came to know who Jesus and who God were, well, actually before that, I had grown up in the church. I had gone to Life Church since I was 2 years old, so I've been going there and been raised in that church family for a very long time. But I didn't really kind of know who God was because I didn't have any experiences with Him that had been hard or had been difficult. I mean, I'd just been raised to know what I've been told, but I hadn't known, I hadn't had personal experience with it. But when I was in 3rd grade, that changed. That was the year that I found out that my mom had cancer. And that just kind of was really, really hard to hear. I mean, I remember when I first heard it, I burst out crying because, I mean, I just had no clue what was going to go on. And I was really nervous because my mom was so important to me. And I was like, God, no, I just don't want her to, I don't want her to pass away. I don't want there to be hard things that are coming. I just want this to be all over. But I knew that it wasn't going to go away right away. But I kept on praying to God over this time period. That was probably it was decently quick, but it was a few weeks, I think. But I kept on praying to Him, and it was hard because I had to still go to school and I had to still show up and try to be there because I was a very positive and bright young kid. So I was always, sometimes people could just tell when I was off, and I was like, yeah, I'm going through a rough time. But I prayed to God, and I was like, God, there's just stuff that's happening in my life that I know I can't control. Can you just have it so that my mom will be okay? Because this is hard to watch. It's hard to deal with. And He came through, and I have my mom today with me. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really thankful every single day.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jordan. The moment that you decided to make that surrender of your life to Jesus, can you tell us more about that and maybe what it meant to you?
Happened when I really kind of knew who God was, and I knew that He was always just going to be there for me when I needed Him, was just when I got that call that my mom had been okay, that she had survived surgery, that she wouldn't need another surgery, and that this was over because I had caught it early and everything was good. And I was like, God, thank you so much, man. this is one of those things that's hard to deal with, and it can be hard in the long run. But thank you for making this easier on me and easier on my family, because I mean, there's the people that you love and you care about in your life, and you always want them with you. And my mom is one of those people. So.
Yeah, having your parents with you is a super huge help, right?
Yeah.
So I really like what you said about it not being an instant thing, right? Like that moment where you gave yourself to God, it was a slow process that took time over the course of weeks or maybe even like a month or two, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that's an important thing for people to realize, that like your journey with God doesn't happen overnight for everyone? Like sometimes it takes several events and processes to all happen.
Yeah, that's definitely a really important message. It takes a lot of time to grow in any sort of relationship. And that's something that I think we always got to be keeping in mind, is that things don't happen in an instant. They happen in a very, very long time.
Yeah. So what does your life look like since the moment that you surrendered your life to Jesus?
Since I surrendered my life to Jesus, there's been other kind of hard times in my life and other things that I've had to deal with. And they were hard. They were hard to go through. They were hard to deal with. And I just knew that God was with me all the way, and that whatever happened, He was always looking out for me in the best possible way, and that great things would come out of this hardship and this pain and this trial that I had to endure. So, yeah. And after, when I was like, it was last October, I do believe, and it was a hard time that I was going through. I found out that my uncle, who's like a very, very, very big role model in my life, I found out that he had cancer, and I was like, okay, I just gotta pray. This can all go away. And I was like, this is tough, you know. But he did pass away, unfortunately. But I knew that God had a bigger purpose for what happened. I knew that there's gonna be things in my life that He set out for me to do, and that I just gotta take this pain and this trial that just happened to me, and I gotta go out and show that this made a change in my life, and that I can change other people's lives, I guess. And that was just an important lesson for me to learn. Yeah. And it caused me to get baptized. So that was awesome. That was the good thing that came out of that hard scenario. So yeah.
So you were speaking of, the like change or the things you want Jesus to do in your life. What do you hope to see Jesus do in your life?
Yeah. I guess I hope that Jesus will just let me take everything that I've learned about myself and about just kind of like the world that He wants us to live in, and that I can tell those things to other people so that they can know how good God and Jesus are, and all the great things that they're doing.
Yeah, awesome. That's a great response. So what is one thing that Jesus has taught you that you would say is like the top thing that you always think about?
Jesus has taught me that. This is actually a really good question, but Jesus has taught me that you gotta love everybody no matter what, because people will make mistakes and people will say things and they will do things that are bad, but you still gotta love them and you gotta help them do better. And that's not by forcing your way onto them, but sometimes it's just by saying to people, hey, are you going through something? Are you having a hard time? Is there anything I can help you with? Because you gotta, while you love other people, it also helps you learn how to love yourself.
So you would say like empathy and just grace towards people are like the number one thing that you've seen Jesus teaching you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So last question for you. How would you encourage others to share their Jesus stories with people?
When we have baptisms at, I don't know.
New Life Weekend.
New Life Weekend. There we go. I was trying to remember. But I think that that's a good time to go and get baptized, make that commitment or that recommitment, and to just share your testimony with people, because there's a lot of people there in the audience and in the stands, and you're gonna get to some of them when you say that, like when you say your truth, they're going to understand and hear and know that they have the power to change their way of living for the better, and they can. And it's a great thing to see that you made a change in somebody else's life.
That's awesome. That is great encouragement for everyone, Jordan. Well, thank you for coming on today and sharing your story with everybody.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Shay.
Yeah, no problem. Any last words that you'd like to share with everybody before we're done for the day?
I just want to say, anyone who's out there in quarantine kind of going crazy, I'm with you. I'm an extrovert, and it's very, very hard to not really talk and see your friends. So yeah, I'm with you.
For sure. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in today for Lunch with Life Youth. Don't forget on Sunday to tune in with your families at 9:30 to watch the service on the Life Church Canton Facebook page. And we'll see you next Monday for Lunch with Life Youth. Bye.
Bye, guys.